Alaska, the Sullivan Arena. It is time for Cooney and Brown. And let's go up to our ring announcer, Mitch Abboud.
The Sullivan Center in Anchorage, Alaska. This afternoon, the main event is a 10-round heavyweight bout. The man in charge of the bout is Bill McConkey. Now to introduce the contestants. In the blue corner, wearing red trunks with white trim, fighting out of New Orleans, Louisiana, weighing in at 217 pounds with a record of 22 wins, no losses, 2 draws, with 15 knockouts. Philipp Brown. And in the red corner, wearing the red, white, and blue from Huntington, New York, weighing in at 230 pounds with a record of 25 wins, 1 loss, 21 knockouts, Gerry Cooney.
The referee for the bout is Bill McConkey. He will not figure in the scoring. He is from Anchorage, Alaska, a veteran fight man. The judges will be Mitch Pike and Jim Hinderer from Anchorage and Rudy Ortega from Oakland, California.
Let's get it on.
Scoring will be on the 10-point must system as we see the tail of the tape. 28-year-old Gerry Cooney weighed in at 230 pounds. It looks very comfortable on his 6'7" frame. Phil Brown, 29 years of age, just over 6'3", weighed in at 217. 3 knockdowns in a round will end the bout. Count will continue after the bell, except in the final round, and a mandatory 8 count is in effect in the event of a knockdown. So Phil Brown, the man who is the choice to take on Gerry Cooney in Cooney's first comeback bout since that night in June 2 years ago when he was defeated by Larry Holmes in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Tim, there's evidence of ring rust in Gerry Cooney. You're going to notice that he's going to try to land a lot of punches. But what he needs to do, in fact, I experienced the same thing, to take my time and not to get over anxious and try to impress so much.
Well, we talked about the perhaps pressure to impress in the early going. Gil, do you think that's what Cooney will try to do?
Well, Tim, it looks to me like he's going right after Brown. He showed me a pretty good jab so far, and that jab sets up other punches. There's another good jab by Cooney.
Watching Phil Brown and workouts and on tape, he has shown a very good jab. He's a good technician. Obviously giving away some pounds here to Gerry Cooney, and there's that big left hook.
Tim, Brown's forte is his left jab. Now, if Cooney can take that jab away from him, I don't know what else Brown can do. He does have a good snapping jab, but so far it's Cooney's jab that's effective.
But what can turn the tables around, Gil, is the fact that if Brown is able to hit Cooney with a good shot and daze him, he can turn this whole fight completely around.
That's right, Ray, especially with the first round and especially with heavyweights.
We are live from Anchorage, Alaska, round 1, scheduled for 10. Gerry Cooney in white, Phil Brown in red. Twice postponed this bout. Gerry Cooney more eager than anybody to get into the action, and here he is.
Brown is showing Cooney a lot of respect, Tim. Didn't look to punch at all inside, looked to grab.
Well, he knows Cooney's power well. He has been a sparring partner a couple of years back.
Tim, he really wasn't a sparring partner. He worked with Cooney 2 days. A lot of people say he was a sparring partner, and that's not the case.
He has been in the ring, nonetheless.
Yes, he has.
He knows what to expect from Gerry Cooney.
Well, concentration plays a major role in a fighter's performance, and I just wonder what's going through Gerry Cooney's mind at this point. I'm sure he's looking forward to fighting for the title, but he has to get through Phil Brown first. Brown, on the other hand, is basically doing the right things, trying to stay away from the power of Cooney, but eventually, Tim, he's going to have to stop and gain some respect.
Under the 30-second mark in round number 1. Only digging that left hook to the body, and there's a right to the body. Backing up Brown in these final seconds.
Brown needs to fire back. He's not doing anything.
Cooney teeing off with body punches here as we go under the 10-second mark. Coming to the end of round one, scheduled for 10. Gerry Cooney and Phil Brown. Round number 2 live from Anchorage, Alaska. Gerry Cooney in white, Phil Brown in red. A good start for Gerry Cooney. Timing appeared to be a little bit off, but he forced the issue throughout. Ray Leonard, can you reflect back on your first round against Kevin Howard?
Oh, for sure, Tim. In fact, the round went by so fast. In fact, I wasn't sure about myself, and I wanted to get in there and look very effective. And I'm sure with Cooney, he's trying to become more aggressive. He wants to do a better job of throwing punches.
Tim, Phil Brown is a big heavyweight. He's 6'3" and 217 pounds, but with Cooney, he looks like a small heavyweight. People don't realize the size of this Gerry Cooney. 6'7", 230 pounds, and it's almost all on top.
Not a knockdown. Not a knockdown. Looks like they got their feet tangled up, and then Brown grabbed the top rope.
I noticed Cooney's doing what he didn't do against Larry Holmes, and let's use his left jab, Tim.
Watch your hands inside here.
Bill McConkey, the referee, he is from Anchorage.
Brown has to show a little offense. He has to make Cooney respect him.
Brown also has to follow Cooney's left jab back and then counter. What he's basically doing is just running around the ring.
Just threw a combination there that Cooney had no trouble blocking. Left jab that Cooney's got through. It's bothering Brown in the second round. Again, the jab of Cooney getting through.
Now he's taking the jab away from the jabber.
Left to the body. That bothered Brown as well.
Left hook on the temple bothered him also, Tim.
What I see, Gil, is the fact that Brown is not too sure about himself.
That's the understatement of the year, Ray. He really is showing Cooney a lot of respect. He's getting hurt with everything Cooney throws.
Cooney has been coming forward since the opening bell. Brown has been retreating. We're under a minute to go in round 2.
Brown will get hit by left hook, Tim, because when he clinches, he pulls back with his chin up.
Well, that's the big punch from Gerry Cooney. Well documented over his professional career. Even in the losing cause against Holmes. Under 30 seconds to go round 2.
Brown can stop all this momentum that Cooney has. All he has to do is throw a left jab out and stop this guy's rhythm.
And that's something that he usually does well. We don't know. He's not using it here, Gil.
But Cooney is so big that he can't reach him with the jab, Tim. That's his problem.
Final seconds of round number 2.
That was left hook, Tim.
Tim Ryan with Ray Leonard and Gil Clancy. We are live in Anchorage, Alaska. Round 3 of the Cooney comeback bout against Phil Brown. And there's the first solid jab landed by Brown into the face of Gerry Cooney.
Well, things are going Cooney's way. In fact, he seems to be relaxed. In fact, with Kevin Howard, things were going my way. I got a little careless, and he sent me to the canvas. So Cooney has to be very, very careful to make sure he does the right thing at the right time and not to rush himself.
Cooney's still jabbing effectively, and they said that that's something he has really worked on in all of this period out of real fights, but working hard in the gym, about 400 rounds of sparring. You see an improvement in his jab, Gil?
Yes, a big improvement in his jab, Tim. And Phil Brown, for the first time, tried to set himself and really let one go.
Round 3 scheduled for 10.
Brown would not be able to take all those body shots. It's going to take his toe as the rounds go by.
Here's ring rust with Cooney now. He was flailing away that time, no rhythm. Reaching a little too much for Brown.
Right hand lead to the body, and that hurt Brown. Brown trying to hang on. It was a right lead to the midsection.
Well, also, what's apparent as far as ring rust is concerned, Cooney can't maintain his balance. He can't really get his punches together and get his feet to follow. A lot of times he's throwing his punches and he falls off balance. This is when Brown should capitalize on the mistakes that Cooney's making.
Body punches taking their effect in this third round.
Brown doesn't want to be in there, Tim. I mean, he's not putting the fight at all.
A right uppercut by Cooney that hurt Brown. He's backed him up.
again, what's doing the most damage has been the body shots. There is no more movement in Phil Brown. In fact, he's basically a stationary target. And this is when Gerry Cooney just demolished his opponent.
Brown's mouth is wide open. He's tired. I guess those body shots took everything out of him.
Under a minute to go in round number 3, a scheduled 10-rounder. Gerry Cooney trying to get back into the top 10 of the heavyweights. Another shot at a world championship.
Watch your head. Come on.
You know, when you're always chasing the other guy, it's hard to hit him with a solid punch. Once in a while, Cooney should feint. Try to make Brown throw something.
There's a good combination underneath and over, and he hurt Brown with it. Left to the body, left to the head from Cooney. Banging away with that big left hook of his.
I don't think Brown wants to come out for the next round, gentlemen. He does not seem to be into the fight at all.
Cooney just missed with a right uppercut.
Yeah, Brown threw a right hand.
He's just surviving. Just trying to survive.
Brown looks a little wobbly leg already. Final seconds of the 3rd round. Gerry Cooney banging away at will on Philipp Brown. We're going to stay here between rounds. Phil Brown, J.C. Davis' trainer, in there to administer to him, and he looks like a tired fighter, and he's only been through 3 rounds, but the body punching of Gerry Cooney has taken an obvious effect. You can see his mouth open here. And then perhaps the most damaging punch was a left uppercut right there. And he doubled up on it, and you could see Brown was backed into the ropes. So Gerry Cooney, while his timing appears to be a little off, as one might expect, no real action in 2 years, nonetheless has been aggressive, and the jab has looked good for him.
Tim, yes, his jab has looked good, and his timing is off, but that's partially due to the fact that Philipp Brown never initiates any action, and it's really hard to nail a guy when he's just trying to stay and he's not trying to win.
Ray, what's your assessment here 3 rounds in, again relating back to your fight against Kevin Howard? Can you put your body and your mind in the position of Gerry Cooney at this point?
Yes, I can, Tim. In fact, you still can't tell. It's too early. It's too premature to tell. I mean, you have to go into the later rounds, and fatigue has to set in. You have to get in trouble and work your way out. So I'm waiting for Phil Brown. In fact, I've been disappointed because he's a better fighter than he's been showing.
Well, there's the Brown jab. You see that he knows how to throw it, but he's been a little short with it.
Well, Tim, he's jabbing at an awful big target, and he doesn't want to hang out there and get caught with the counterpunch. That's his problem.
Gil Clancy, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tim Ryan. We are live from Anchorage, Alaska. The return of Gerry Cooney after a 2-year layoff.
Brown is starting to use that jab now. He has to keep it up.
Give Cooney a lot of head feints. He could really confuse Gerry Cooney. But what he's doing, he's moving one way. No lateral position.
Left jab scored by Cooney, who seems to be growing in confidence as the bout goes on. We're into the 4th round.
Tim, that is a hard left jab. That's comparable to somebody else's right hand. He nails Brown with it. You can watch Brown's head snap back. Good combination by Brown.
Cooney with a solid left right there and a right hand. Down goes Brown. Phil Brown is up and still clear-eyed. Cooney going in, trying for the knockout. Brown ducked under and fell through the ropes. It'll be another knockdown.
That's a rule they have here in Alaska, Tim. If you're hung up on the ropes, they can give you an 8 count.
Brown ducked under the punch. He took one shot, ducked under the next one, and fell through the ropes. Cooney sensing a knockout opportunity.
Brown should tie this man up and fire something back, Tim. You see what's happening here? Cooney's getting over anxious, but he's doing the right thing of throwing those body shots and the left hooks to the head.
He landed a big left hook to the head. Brown in severe difficulty. Down he goes again, and that is it. That is it. It is all over. A big crashing left hook and a 4th round knockout for Gerry Cooney.
The first time that Brown tried to fight back was when he got nailed.
Well, the Cooney people here in Anchorage, Alaska came to see this. And they got the knockout victory by Gerry Cooney, the adopted hero, who has got himself back with a victory over Phil Brown, previously undefeated Phil Brown, who appeared to be not much of a match at all for Gerry Cooney. And how much of a confidence builder and how much of a useful fight that will be subject to further discussion, no doubt. But for Cooney, it's, I'm back. I fought a real fight. Happy Sullivan Arena, where the Cooney fans have seen their hero score a 4-round knockout in his return to the ring against Phil Brown. Well, Gerry, obviously everybody wants to know your own impressions. How do you feel right now?
Well, I felt pretty good. I just took a little time. I think the rustiness showed a little bit. I was trying to concentrate and setting them up for something, but like I said, my moves were a little off. So, hey, you know, it's been over 2 years, and I had kind of a lot of pressure coming in tonight with everything that's going on. I'm glad I broke the ice. I'm glad to be fighting on CBS. And I just want to keep fighting and get another shot at the title and prove everybody wrong.
Did it go the way that you expected it would go, and how about sizing up Brown now?
Well, I didn't plan on it going anyway. I just was coming out. I knew I hadn't fought in a long time, so I wanted to relax and concentrate. I listened to Victor say, drop the right hand into the body. I started a body attack. It worked pretty well. His hands were up high, so it was hard to connect on top until I started hurting him in the body. And it was an experience for me. I'm glad I got back in. I just want to say hello to home to my two sisters, Eileen and Madeline, and my brother Thomas, and all the fans all over the world. I love it. Hey, I'm back.
Gerry, obviously now you've got one under your belt. Whether or not Phil Brown was a high-caliber opponent doesn't matter to you, I'm sure. You're looking ahead now. Do you want to step up in class, and is home still your target?
Well, let me just explain something to you, Tim. Phil Brown was 22-0. He's undefeated. He never lost before. You know, it seems like it's bad if I do and it's bad if I don't. It seems like I'm in a no-win situation. So I'm concerning myself. Victor Valley's been treating me great. Dennis and Mike.
But do you want a top 10 guy next?
I sure do. I want to keep fighting. I want to get back up to the top, and I want to shot at the title. If it's against what's his name or I don't care who anymore, I just want to have a couple of fights and get this rustiness out and prove to the world that I can fight. And I had some bad luck, but that's about all it is, and I still love to fight, and I'm coming back.
All right, Gerry, we're going to show round 4 here and have you describe the finish of it, and that'll be coming up here in just a moment. We'd like for you to stay with us. We'll be right back in Anchorage, Alaska after this message. With Gil Clancy and Sugar Ray Leonard, here is Gerry Cooney, who has just won his comeback fight, a 4-round knockout over Phil Brown. Let's take a look at that 4th round, the conclusion of the bout. Your jab was very effective, even in the early going, while you yourself said your rhythm was off a little. You jabbed effectively. Gil Clancy thinks that's an improvement in your boxing ability over this 2-year layoff, Gerry. But it seemed to me here in round 4 that you knew you were in control.
Well, yeah, I thought my jam was out of range a little bit, but I guess that's from the long layoff. We worked very hard, Victor and I, in the gym, and working on defense and different combinations. I started a new thing this time. Worked with martial artist expert Richie Baratheon with a weight training program that helped me very much with my strength and my speed. And I think we're all finally put it all together, working as a team, and we want to keep on fighting and winning and do what's right.
The most damaging blow early in this round was a left uppercut that really staggered Brown, and then the finishing blows were the famous Cooney left hooks.
Well, I caught him with right hands. I was catching with right hands, Tim. I caught him with some overhand rights, and seemed to make him go down. If you watch the round, the right hand, I've been working on the right hand a lot, both with Victor, who has been teaching me working under and over and building up my strength, and Richard Baratheon on the weight training. Looks like I had to get put on Mad Dog knees. Somebody back in Huntington know what I'm talking about here.
How do you like what you see here?
Well, I feel good. I feel a little bit out of range. I should have been moving sideways a little more. Tick-tock, as Victor has been working with me, bending side to side. But I was just trying to wait to set him up with the right shot. My defense was pretty good there. Still got a lot of work. I felt the rust. Coming into the fight, I really didn't know what rust was, but I found out what it was. Here comes the right hand. See that right hand? was a right hand.
Mind you, you had already landed two big left hooks that hurt him there to set up that right hand. But it was a good combination, Gerry. Listen, he didn't really get in a solid shot at you, but you did get hit some. Were you thinking about that moment when you'd have the first blow land in anger on you?
Well, no, I was pretty swaying with the punches. I've learned to sway with the punches a little more to take the sting out of them, and it just seemed to work pretty well. But like I said, I had a lot of rust, and I'm glad that I was successful today. Not taking anything away from Philipp Brown, who was 22-0. And I just want to keep on the winning streak and get back up and fight for the championship. Be it Larry Holmes, doesn't really matter to me anymore. There's a lot of champions up there, and I want to have a few fights and get back my timing and everything down and challenge for the title again.
It sounds like Larry Holmes has said in the recent days that he will not fight you again. Does that concern you? You've already indicated you'd be happy for any title.
I'll tell you, for the first year, it did concern me very much because I wasn't myself in the fight with Larry Holmes, but as time went on, I just realized, hey, it's in the past. I'm not living for the past anymore. I'm looking for the future, and I don't need Larry Holmes. I want to fight and do the right thing to get myself ranked to be #1 and fight for the title again and be successful this time.
Holmes is not man enough to fight him.
Okay.